Hello and welcome to Quant. Today we will be looking at a problem which has appeared in countless quant finance interviews in firms such as Jane Street and Optiver, and sometimes even in banks such as Morgan Stanley. So without further ado, let's take a look at the problem. A monk begins an ascent of Mount Fuji on a Monday morning, reaching the summit by dusk. He spends the night at the summit and starts down the mountain on the same path the following morning, reaching the bottom by dusk on Tuesday. Prove that, at some precise time of the day, the monk was at exactly the same spot on the path on Tuesday as he was on Monday. Note that we are not making any assumptions about the speed of the monk, and the style in which he ascends the mountain could be completely different from the style in which he descends it. The only assumption here is that he takes the exact same path. You may pause the video now if you would like to attempt the problem on your own. Now let's look at two ways to solve this problem. The first one is an intuitive method, while the second one is a rigorous mathematical proof. The easiest way to think about the proof intuitively is to change how we look at the timeline of the monk's journey. Instead of thinking about one monk on two different days, that is, climbing up on Monday and climbing down on Tuesday, we imagine two monks starting at the same time on the same day. Monk A starts at the bottom at sunrise and climbs up, while monk B starts at the summit at sunrise and climbs down. Since they are on the same narrow path, they must meet at some point during the day. At the exact moment they pass each other, they are at the same spot at the same time. So even if they change their speeds, stop for lunch, or move erratically, there is no way for them to swap positions without crossing paths. By doing this visualization, what we essentially did is we superimposed the monk's journey onto itself, and the point of crossing is the precise time and spot that we are looking for. Now let's move on to the rigorous proof. Let's denote the monk's position on Monday by f of t, while his position on Tuesday by g of t, where t is the time elapsed since sunrise. We denote the height of the mountain by capital H and the time of dusk by capital T. Let's define a new function h of t which represents the difference between his positions on the 2 days. Therefore, h of t is simply f of t minus g of t. The intuitive reason behind taking the difference between f of t and g of t is that we are interested in those instances of time where the monk's position on Monday is same as that on Tuesday. Now let's calculate the value of h of t at the two instances of time where the values of f of t and g of t are known to us, that is, at the start of the day and at the end of the day. We observe that the value of h of t is negative at the start of the day while positive at the end of the day. And the final step in this proof makes use of the fact that the monk's journey with respect to time is a continuous function, and therefore we can invoke the intermediate value theorem from high school calculus to claim that h of t must take a value equal to 0 at some instance t star between 0 and capital T. The proof is complete.